Okay, just a real short little video. Um, what I normally carry, and I normally carry most of the time either a Glock 19 or a Glock 26. Um, Sometimes I will carry, if need be, if I'm going to be somewhere where it's not very gun friendly or something like that, legal, but just not gun friendly, I'll carry either my LCP2 or my 380 Bodyguard Smith& Wesson. Uh, but normally, and I usually carry appendix. It's comfortable to me. A lot of people it's not, but to me it is, and it seems to be much more accessible, and you can get to it quicker. Yeah, now I know, having especially a Glock pointed at your junk is a little unnerving, but you get used to that, and you realize that a Glock is very safe action. And you do have to have a good Kydex or leather holster. I have both. That covers the trigger guard and is secure. That you can't, even in the Galco holsters, the stow and goes, where they're so soft and you can easily just bend them and crush them up. And I think, yeah, I do. I have a video where I try to pull the trigger on a Glock through the stow and go, and you're not going to do it. Now when you reholster, one of the good things about a stow and go is you can take the holster off, put it in the holster, and put it back on. But if you do have like a couple of my rigs, appendix, are not, you can't just take them on and off that easy. There's a little more work to them. But you don't really take them off, except maybe you go to the bathroom or something like that. I just leave the gun in them and put them on and off with the gun in the holsters. But if you do have to, just do it really slow. Don't do like you see a lot of these gun channels, these gun guys do. They'll draw their pistol really fast, shoot their targets, pop, 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 and then whoosh, just stick it down their holster real fast. Oof. There's no need to reholster quickly. Do it slow, carefully, and easily after you've assessed the area and you're clear to do so. Like if you hear or see the blue sirens, the blue lights after whatever happened. Or lay it down. Just set it down. Don't have it in your hand when the cops show up, though. Woo. But yeah, I mean that's what I carry. Right now, I'll show you. I'm carrying my 26. It's appendix carry. I'm no skinny mini. 6'4", 250 pounds. I got a little gut there, but you can do it with the proper holster. You might have to experiment, look around a little bit. Sorry, I'm not trying to show you my crotch or anything, but you can do it. This is an appendix carry, and it's a Versa carry. It's a sidecar type holster. I have a magazine on the other side, so I have the gun and the magazine in the holster appendix. That's predominantly how I carry the 19 and the 26. Sometimes I'll carry my 19X. Just for fun. But the 19X will, of course, because it has the 17 grip, the length. So, but sometimes I still do. If especially when I'm working, depending on what parts of town I'm working in and things like that, where I'm going to be, and just depending on my mood. But that's predominantly what I carry. They're 9mm, well, 19, 26, blah, blah, blah. 9mm. I predominantly carry hollow point 124 grain plus P. It's usually either the Spear Gold Dot 124 grain plus P, or the oh, I can't think of the name of it. It's a real common one. The Federal plus P 124 grain. Those are the two that I predominantly carry. I like those rounds. Of course, when I go to the range, I try to shoot 124 grain, but I buy, a cheap full metal jacket and use that. But yeah, that's what I carry. Glocks. I've carried Berettas, I've carried HKs, I've carried a lot of different guns. It's just CZs, a lot of different guns. I've experimented over the years. I like the Glocks because you can do a lot of things with them. They're Legos for adults. You can find anything for them. And, I'm not going to say the cliche, they just work, they just run. Not all of them do. I've had Glocks that I had trouble with, and I got rid of them quickly. But if you do get, even if it's a Glock, but Glocks are very reliable. You probably will be good, especially nowadays. When there's a mad rush to go buy guns, that's when you start seeing problems coming out. I've had a SIGs, a brand new SIG P229 and a 226. Beautiful guns. Had all kinds of problems with them. And I had a couple Glocks during that time too, but that was during a time when everybody was rushing out buying a bunch of guns. And they were trying to get guns out, the manufacturers were, as quick as they could. So it might have had something to do with that, might not have. But always try your guns out. Make sure they work. The only guns that I've never had a problem with, and I've owned a bunch of them, and never had a problem with any of them whatsoever, of any kind, were the HKs. It is what it is. A bunch of USPs over the years, 45s and 9s, and had a couple of other different kinds of HKs. Never had any issues whatsoever with them. My Glocks that I have now, they're all utter reliable, no issues whatsoever. Otherwise, I'll get rid of them. If I buy a new gun and it starts having problems, I eat the loss and get rid of that gun. I had a CZ Ramey that I absolutely adored. Thought it was just the coolest gun. Bought custom holsters, bought custom grips, blah, blah, blah. Took it to the range, put a couple hundred rounds through it. And then the very next time I took it to the range, I started having problems with several different kinds of ammo. So put about 500 or 600 rounds through your gun, 1,000 preferably. After 1,000, if you don't have any issues, that's a good gun. And these Glocks that I carry, I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds, thousands probably. By now, well over a couple thousand rounds through them. And they're fairly new. Each. A couple thousand each, at least. I don't really know, but just counting all the times I've been to the range and shooting 200 or 300 rounds at a time. But yeah, just make sure your gun's utter reliable. Glocks are very reliable. They're simple. They're easy to maintain, easy to clean. Keep your gun clean. 1 round or 500 rounds. Clean it. Make sure your gun is clean. Now I said I only carry them if they're reliable. But sometimes I try not to carry my Ruger LCP2 or my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. They are 380s, and they're those little pocket guns. Those are notorious for having problems here and there. And you'll watch any video about those type of guns, and whoever's doing the review will basically say, if they're knowledgeable, if they're a gun person, not just somebody that loves his Ruger LCP. but someone who has experimented with a lot of guns. And they'll tell you, you know, they'll have misfeeds and things like that occasionally, here and there. They're not known for their reliability. Um, they're a gun that you have to wear, you have to take with you because it's an unfriendly gun place. Um, or you're going to be wearing, uh, you know, basketball shorts and you're going to run to the store, so you grab the 380 bodyguard and stick it in the holster and tuck it in your pants and run to the store real quick. You know, those kinds of things. Though, or it's a place, a workplace or something where, you know, you even a Glock 26, you're just so worried that you're going to print. You know, just that's understandable. You have to do what you have to do. It's better to have a gun on you than to not have it at all. And that first round's going to go off, even if it's a junk gun. That first round's most likely going to go off. Still, test every gun. Make sure it's reliable. Especially if it's like a Glock 19 or something like that, 26, Smith & Wesson, HK, whatever. Test it, make sure it's reliable. Especially if it's going to be your main carry gun. And test the types of ammo. Make sure you do run some ammo that you're going to carry, a box or two. Some guns are very picky on ammo. When I first heard that years ago, I thought, yeah, they are. I've had guns before that just wouldn't feed certain kinds of ammo very, very well and would just eat up anything else. Now my HKs, man, you couldn't make those things stop. I had a HK USP compact. I regret getting rid of that thing. I really do miss it, and I probably will end up eventually getting another one. But I'll tell you one thing about those. They are double action, and that first trigger pull is like a 12-pound trigger pull. Wow. Man, it's a heavy, heavy trigger pull. Now, I have had pistols and carried them, like some of my Berettas, 92X compact and stuff. Utter reliable. A few little misfeeds out of the M9A3 that I had, but nothing really, you know, nothing to really count. But nothing beats those HKs. But that trigger, that first pull of a double action on an HK makes the double action on a Beretta look like a hot knife through butter. It's a heavy, hard trigger pull. And it was impossible to find almost anything for them. I mean, holsters, lights because of the rail on a HK. So, you know, and Glocks, it's just, and you can do things to Glocks, like put back plates on them and you know, with different styles and designs. And I mean, like this, look at my 26 here real quick. See if I can get it in there. See, just stuff like that. Really cool. That you can't do with a lot of other guns. But anyway, this was going to just be a short little video on what I carry, but it was more of a little rant. So, like, share, and subscribe, and go to the range often, practice, and make sure you know you can trust your gun. The last thing that you want going through your head if you have to pull your firearm is, please fire. Please fire. No, you want to know that thing's reliable. All right, thank you very much. Like, share, and subscribe.